Hello, I have a few things I need to make sure that you know and are aware of, and I thought it might be easier if I put this in a video rather than typing it all out, though I will type it out too, so you'll have it in writing. Let's just go through this so you can see what I'm talking about, where I'm talking about on the course site. All right, I am sharing my screen. So let's look at that. This is obviously just the course site here on Blackboard. And one thing I wanted to show you is if you go under session 13, that was what we did on Friday. And so click on that and you'll see I added a QPR booklet. So I got this after the training. This is a downloadable PDF that you can have on file that has these resource numbers and then some of the information, a lot of the information that was covered in the presentation. And that would be a really good resource to hang on to. It's note that it's 26 pages. So I don't know if it's worth printing, but if you just hold on to the digital copy, that'll be good for future reference. I also want to call your attention to the course schedule and overview here that we've been using. And I like to gray out the sessions once we've done it, so it's easy to scan down and get to the next one. This week's is going to be session 14, Choose Your Own Learning Adventure. So it is asynchronous. You will have from the time this opens till Friday evening to complete it. And along with that, make sure you are keeping up with the assignments that you still have outstanding in this course. One of those being knowledge check number 4. And then the True Learn practice quiz, those are coming up too. So be aware of that. Pay attention to that. And then next week will be an optional kind of workshop only if you need help on your APDE Weebly site. And I wrote Nolan Lab, but that'll be the, Media Lab, GEB B104A. And I'm just going to sit in there for about an hour and you all can come in and I'll help you with if you're stuck on something there. Note that digital portfolio, also known as your Weebly site, is due September 4th. So those are some things coming up. What else is on my list? That True Learn practice quiz is required, but the score will not count except in one situation. And I want to tell you that. I want to tell you about that. So it's come to my attention that TrueLearn does not do partial credit on the case-based or scenario-based questions, as we know that the NBCOT exam does. And I've been working with their support team to try to see if they can remedy that, but it's kind of a tedious process. And my feeling is that it's not likely to be resolved, at least not before the end of this course. And so what I want to do to make things more fair and, level the playing field, because I know TrueLearn is new to you, and also because of that lack of partial scoring situation, this is what I want to offer you. And this is in writing. If you go to the course site, so instead of looking at course content, we're going to look at assignments, right? And then go to competency checks. And it says everything I'm saying here. If you click on competency check number 2, True Learn quiz. So this information was already there. It talks about doing the practice quiz first on the True Learn site, and then also doing the real quiz, which is the actual competency check 2, also on the True Learn site. And then look at this note that I just added. This we're going to call modified scoring. Because TrueLearn does not yet have capacity to give partial credit for case-based quiz items, in this course, we'll offer an opportunity for modified scoring in cases when that will help improve the score that you make on the required quiz or competency check 2. So to break that down, I created this document. Maybe this will make it a little easier having this visual. if you take the practice quiz, and that's going to be out of 50 points. So if you're seeing a percentage, that's out of 100, cut that in half. Or if you're seeing it out of 50, that'll be your actual score. So let's say that's like 40 out of 50 on the practice quiz. So write that in here, 40 out of 50 practice quiz. Then when you complete the timed quiz, you'll do the same thing. So you'll look for your score out of 50. So let's say you make a 38 out of 50 on that one. And so what you're going to do is add those numbers together. So in this case, that'll be a 78 out of 100. And put that right here. And then you can do a post-quiz reflection. So all you have to do for that is respond in these 3 boxes to the prompts. In the boxes beside them, you can write 1, 2, or 3 sentences in response to each one. So I'm looking for information about what your experience has been in, as a beginner user of TrueLearn, and then looking at your data from the practice quiz and the actual quiz. What's an area that you need to continue to work on? And if you dig into the data, you will see that they spell it out for you, or you may think of something else. And then when you look at the data, so in other words, the graphs that you can look at for your own performance on both of those quizzes, what's something you notice? That's all I'm looking for right there. So I'm trying to make sure that you are reflecting on this process so you can maximize the benefit you have from it going forward. And then also make sure you are able to find that data, the graphs on your own performance, and kind of spend a little time looking at that and synthesizing it so you can, again, get the maximum benefit, not just this time, but for the next, months as you are using it, continuing to use it to prepare for the NBCOT exam. So if you fill those 2 scores in, tally them, fill in the reflection piece, you can get 5 extra points added to the subtotal here. So in my example, if you made 40 on the practice quiz, a 38 on the timed quiz, that would be 78. And then if you do this reflection, you would get another 5 points. So that would be 83. And that, if you do all that and submit this document right here under competency check number 2 by September 8th at midnight, you then will get the beefed up score. Now, if you just kill it on the timed quiz, let's say you make a 40 out of 50 on the practice, and then you do better and make a 45 out of 50 on the timed quiz, we'll just count. You don't need to do that extra. We don't need modified scoring, and we'll just count the 45 out of 50, or that would be a 90%. If you have questions about that, we can talk about that further when we meet next for class, which will actually be in a couple of weeks. And so hopefully that explains things, and I wanted to call your attention to that. I think that is all I have. If you have questions, I will be around. You can email me, or again, stop by my office, or I'll see you over in the GEB, I'm sure, even though we're not meeting together for class this week. Hope you have a great week, and I will talk to you soon.